Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 96 of the Casual Weebs podcast. Anime has been phenomenal. So many amazing series that have been dropping this season. This season is just unbelievably stacked. But I feel like there's three that are like the three kings of the season, like without a doubt. It has got to be Sentenced to Be a Hero, JJK, and especially Hell's Paradise. Those three have been nothing but fucking phenomenal. We gotta start with Sentenced to Be a Hero. I'm gonna say something that's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna love this. It is not a spoiler, guys, right? So, first of all, there's so much to talk about since we're gonna talk about the last two episodes. But something I saw, right? I saw a little TikTok of this. I can't take credit for finding this. But what do we know about Tatsuya, right? We know that he came from another world. A goddess brought him, and we're like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like he's like an alien or some shit, right? Well, apparently Tatsuya is like a very popular Japanese name or something. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. Someone was bringing that up. And then they're starting to show clips of a couple of the anime episodes where if you watch Tatsuya, especially his hands, he fucking does shit. And I was like, dude, what's Tatsuya doing with his hands? Apparently, it's not. This isn't a spoiler. It's not revealed later. It's kind of we're gonna show you, not tell you type of thing. It's a little Easter egg. But they bring it up in the light novel where it's said where it's yeah, Tatsuya can be seen kind of waving in the air randomly, right? What's that about? Bro, Tatsuya's an isekai fucking MC. Bro, he's reincarnated by a goddess. When he's doing shit with his hands, he's interacting with an interface. It's a system. Fucking Sung Jin Woo or some shit.
I love that, dude.
Yeah, dude, isn't that fucking awesome? Little Easter egg that, yeah, Tatsuya's a fucking isekai character. That's so sick.
I never thought of that either. And his default posture, even though he's died a million times, he's always looking up. You know what I mean? He's always looking that way instead of forward or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that though. That's pretty cool.
But people are also saying that's how he was able to become remember in that one scene where he gets fucking jacked up and he starts fucking going apeshit? They're how do you think he was able to do that? He was supposed to interact with the interface. How does he get these random weapons? Where do they come from? It's we just casually as a side character have an isekai MC. This is so fucking cool. It's something that's shown, not told. It's just yo, this anime is so good. Just adding something like that casually. Yeah. Yo, let us know in the comments down below if you guys knew about that or not. I think that is one of the greatest additions in it ever. It is just so good. And you know what, too, I'm loving about these past couple episodes? We ended up meeting that one where we left off, where we were talking, was the guy who were shown at the end of the episode that cut off the person's hand, right? I'm who the fuck's this guy? He's got to be a hero, right? He is, and he's a psychopath. I'm so glad because, to be fair, if you're sentenced to be a hero, you're pretty fucked up. You've done some really bad things to deserve something worse than death, right? All of these guys have been awesome, have they not? They've been cool people that we'd hang out with. You know what I mean? Genuine, just chill guys. I'm glad we finally have someone who's all right, yeah, I can definitely see why you got this, and you low-key deserve to be sentenced to be a hero. This guy's a psychopath, and he doesn't give a fuck. He's just killing people.
And he's a genuine psychopath in the way that he doesn't necessarily fully understand the ramifications of all his actions.
Yeah.
Once the there's that little altercation between Xylo and the people, and they don't trust him. He's a hero. Surely you can understand him. He's oh well, I'll kill this guy or I'll shoot this guy. Yeah. Also, him being a ranged fighter was not on my not on my watch list. I thought that was kind of a cool curveball. And it's funny because Xylo was you can't just kill people, and he's yeah, but he was being mean to my bro. He's no, you don't fucking get it. And he also never shuts up, which doesn't help his case. Mm-hmm. But he's just ignorant, he's not all with it. Mm-hmm. So he's not as bad as I think maybe I initially thought. But I thought Tatsuya really, really sick. I never would have expected that he was an MC from an isekai, but that totally fits the bill. That's so funny you say that. Yeah, dude. Also, him screaming at that guy and his head exploding, I was oh yeah, this guy's fucking awesome. Dude. So some, again, very cool moments for Tatsuya.
Tatsuya, it's insane how we kind of when we first meet him, we're kind of what the fuck's up with this guy? And then you're just yeah, wait, he's actually one of our favorites. And yeah, something that we've kind of talked about before. Same thing with the King. Where when you first meet him, we kind of get these weird first impressions, but then we end up absolutely falling in love with these characters. Even the psychopath, I even have it written down that altercation. I think the guy was fuck you, we're not gonna fight or something like that. And he was trying to yo, guys, we need you guys, please just do this. And fuck you, you're a hero. I'm not gonna listen to a criminal. And then the guy fucking shoots him. And he's wasn't that effective? And he says, that was extremely effective, but don't do that again.
Yeah. He's it was extremely effective. Yo, and the scene where the King comes back in, First off, I was like, yes, like he's
Yeah,
not dead or like immobilized or like incapable of fighting. Riles the boys up, got me ready to run through my TV to fight.
yeah,
And then I love how Xylo's like, oh, what? They didn't like my speech? I'm sorry, bro, but you were not king. You were
no.
not him. So good. A really good re-entrance for him.
And they're like telling him to retreat, like king, like fall back, and he's like, and have my men fight without me? What kind of king would I be? I'm staying, and I'm like, bro, I could put me in, coach. I'm ready too. Like, dude, he's one of the boys. You can't help but love him. Like again, I've said this before. Like the guy's delusional. He thinks he's a king, and everyone's just like, yo, fuck you. But you know why? Like the majority of people actually go along with the delusion because, like, you know what? In our hearts, he really is a king. He's our king. You know what I mean?
And you know what? At the end of the day, he's a good leader of like
A great leader.
men and women. He's a good like military mind. He's smart. He's a brilliant what do they call him? I'm like trying to think of all the different
I
words.
know what you're
Like,
talking about.
alchemist? Like an alchemist,
It's
maybe?
not like an alchemist. It's the people who are good with like this the scribing and like the
Yeah,
runes.
yeah.
He's good with like the runes. I forget exactly what they're called or what like his. He's like a craftsman. I wouldn't know what they actually call it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
100% sure. Yeah, we'll just go like mage of some sort. But like
Yeah.
he's very, very good at all of that stuff. He's a
Mhm.
great leader. He's like pretty brilliant militarily. Like their
Yeah.
defense lasts basically up until the Demon King attacked. So like they really had their shit going. They really had to amplify like the creatures that were coming at them. And also the long haired dude seemed to know every single like creature or like demon blight
Yeah.
thing that was attacking him. I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Well, the thing that kind of took me by surprise is that there's people who are fighting against them that are like, "Hey, yo, we're kind of on the demon side." Like we're getting more and more into that of like
Yeah.
the corruptness and how there's like a cabal working in the background. And not to skip too far ahead, but we did have one of those members visit Xylo in a hospital afterwards. He was like, "Fuck you, get out of my face." Like, thank God he's not falling for that bullshit because I have a feeling, I hope, I pray that we see his head on a spike by the end of like one of these seasons. I hope we come for that motherfucker because he's doing some bad shit behind the scenes. So yeah, hopefully, seems like Xylo's not falling for that shit, but it seems like we're getting more and more involved in the actual humans that are corrupt side. You know, working with the demon because we got rid of so many demon lords. And it seems like the focus is really going there. But one thing I thought was like really cool, and I was kind of like wondering, is that like all of the goddesses want like they act as like similar. Like this is what kind of threw me off is that Xylo, he's got two goddesses, right? The one he killed and the one now, right? They kind of like look the same. We kind of knew that with the writing, they're gonna kind of want them to be similar to kind of constantly remind him of what happened and everything that went down, right? So they kind of like look the same, they kind of act the same. They're kind of like, oh yeah, like give me a head pass and tell me like I did a great job. And then I'm like, all right, I kind of get that, but three, three is not a coincidence. Like this was a coincidence. They introduced a third goddess. I believe it was the poison goddess, and she was kind of like more like emo. You know what I mean? She was kind of more like dark, kind of like I don't give a fuck, kind of wearing on the all black, kind of more shy. She said the same fucking shit. Where she's like, "Oh, did I do good? Like praise me," and like wanting like the head pats. I'm like, are they all a part of like one being? You know what I mean? You know, how, like sometimes you'll have like that all powerful being, that all power goddess. That's like, let me take pieces of my power and delegate. Oh, hope that wasn't too loud. But like delegate it elsewhere. You know what I mean? Or are they like clones? Like I feel like there's something more to the goddess, like a second like piece that we're missing. You know what I mean? Because like there's no way that we've met three goddesses and they all have that same kind of like aspect of them. Kind of like it's like programmed in them, like they're like a part of one person. You know what I mean? Like different aspects of that person.
Dude, that's an amazing theory. And also the fact that they're like very young adolescent girls. None of them have
Yeah.
really looked older than like, you know, what, 8 to 10? Like they
Mm-hmm.
look very young even though they're probably old. So that would tell me like, yeah, this one goddess, this one being is kind of like taking parts of herself or parts of her power and getting them to do different stuff to help these humans and like kind of fight against the demon lords in her own way. I think that's really, really smart. But it's tough because like I feel like I'm not 100% sure where like everybody's like loyalties are yet. Like you had the priest dude who we've clearly seen sentence multiple people to be heroes and enjoy the fuck out of it. Like he's got that
Yeah.
gross smile. He's got the anime glasses glare. Like you know
Mm-hmm.
he's getting a kick out of it. But then he also like lets Xylo know that like he's gaining not just like popularity with the people and like they appreciate what you did for him, but like the people who are like fans of Demon Blight and are working against the humans, you get notoriety with them, and I think you know what that means.
I think that was a
And the whole time
warning.
Xylo's, yeah, like
Yeah.
it was like, if he wanted Xylo dead, like, I mean, I guess he's still doing their bidding and their dirty work, and they don't really care if he ends up dead. But I'm like, why would he warn them of that if he didn't really care or find like value in Xylo. So I definitely think we are going to see more of that priest guy, and he's kind of like a major player or liaison between like that elite kind of cabal. Very nice word, by the way. Well done. This cabal that's like literally partnering with the demons. What I think is kind of too like, oh, we'll like give you XYZ, just don't take us out. Let us have like our
Yeah.
little plot, and you can have the land. Not a great way to bargain, but that's kind of like my expectation of what they're doing. So like I don't know how he fits into all that.
Well, I feel like he's got to like try to take him out because like you're taking out 3 fucking demon lords already. Like how many episodes are we in, boys? We got 3. Like how many are we gonna take out by the end of
Very
the
true.
season? You know what I mean? So it feels like you gotta have to either get him on your side to get him to stop, or like take him out. You know what I mean? And if this guy's able to sentence
Also,
people to be a hero, he's probably able to just get rid of the sentence and just kind of kill him. You know?
very good point. Yeah, that could totally be true. And like maybe at the end of the day, that's what like Xylo's looking for. Because he doesn't like you even hear it from Terrorita. She's like, you're not really like into fighting. You're not doing this because it like fulfills you. You're doing it because you feel like you owe other people or you want to help other
Yeah.
people. So I could see that being a way out, and also giving the priest like a main position in the story.
Mm-hmm.
But like also all 3 of those demon lords, these were like suicide missions. He was definitely supposed to die, and like, all right, get these like troublesome heroes, this goofy king dude,
Yeah.
like off our hands, and like every time they just keep winning, which makes me think that'll kind of like go against Kivia. I know we kind of said that spoiler. Did you say that last week or no?
I told you that off the
Off
podcast.
off stream. All right, yeah.
Yeah, off the podcast.
All right, just cut that out.
Well, well, we didn't say anything. You know what I mean? But like, that's the crazy thing is that like this anime is just so good. Like everything so far has been amazing. I mean,
So good.
Tatsuya being like a isekai MC, and like the awesome part is that we are anime only, so we don't really know anything coming up. But there was one spoiler that I found and I told you, and it's like we're not gonna say anything, but like it's a damn good spoiler. Like this anime really is fucking phenomenal. The writing is brilliant. It is beautiful. It is fucking enticing. It really is gonna be like an amazing ride for us to go on. I'm stoked. But yeah, we're not gonna say the spoiler, obviously, but there's cool shit coming up. There's shit that you wouldn't think of where it's like,
And
well done.
it shows you that like the writing really is a lot better than I think maybe it gets credit for. I'm not like
Yeah,
terribly online, so I don't know what people are totally saying about it, but
yeah.
I can't imagine it's always on like one of the more popular lists for Crunchyroll, so I feel like people are watching it.
Oh,
Also
they
the
are.
animation.
Mm-hmm.
The animation is crazy.
Dude,
Like it what are we on? Episode 6, and it's been like very consistent each time.
dude, it's been amazing. It's been really, really good. I actually kind of want to see, because you kind of just brought up how many. It has 70K reviews out of 4.9, so yeah, it is very popular. It's funny because the Otaku Anonymous, those boys, I recently saw them kind of talk about it, and it's funny because like they didn't say it was bad or they didn't like it, but they were like, oh yeah, the only kind of problem is that they don't like the MC. They think he's boring and they'd rather see the King or Tatsuya. I'm like, that's a hell of a problem to have with an anime, boys. Oh, the side characters
A
are
little
too
picky
fucking
here.
good. The side characters are just too amazing. We have too much depth and character development and like enticing side characters. It's like, bro, like if that's the complaint you gotta have with an anime, you know it's a damn good anime. So like, and they even said
Hell
too that
yeah.
like the full context of it, that they are loving the series and like watching it, but that was like their only thing. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like it is a fucking awesome anime. What I love too is the thief that we met in episode 1. I wish it was in the anime more, but every time he peeks his head up, like the way where he's like, as I was like, yo, like go hire some mercenaries, get some money and go hire them. Brilliant. Well, let's just steal their money and pay them with their own money. Fucking this guy. You know what the best part is? He never even paid them because they chased him all the way to the battlefield. Like, I got their money and their help. Like, bro's kind of a genius. I'm like, bro, when I saw that shit, I was fucking crying because you also have the massive sacks of like gold on the back of the horse.
This little ass character, dude, just like bags and bags of gold. And he's like actively explaining what he did to them and why while they're like inches behind him.
And I love how it keeps cutting back to him, like, guys, I'm still being chased. Can someone help me?
It's like the majority of the episode, like
Yeah.
nobody really comes to save him. They're like, well, you gotta dug this hole yourself.
We kind of have another problem here, bro. You know what I mean? Just try to lose him or something.
So Studio Kai made the animation, I
Mhm.
guess, for Sentence to Be a Hero. They've done a couple Uma Musume animes, but like nothing too crazy. But they have a lot coming out this year in April. So I feel like that
Ooh.
kind of like entices me to want to watch. I feel like their animation has been very
The
impressive
thing
so
is, though,
far.
is that they have been using multiple studios to help with the animation, so it seems like there's a lot on this project, which I'm really excited for. But it's so funny because like we brought up in the season preview, because like we preview every single anime season, where it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely something that would seem cool. It's a nice take on heroes, but not the stereotypical shit. It's like, oh, being a hero is punishment. Like we're like, oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. The
Yeah.
get the product that we got. I kind of thought it would kind of be like kind of like a gimmick anime in a way. Or kind of like, cool idea, but it just kind of like runs off the uniqueness of the idea. The fact that we have this level of animation, and again, this brilliant storytelling where it is just so exciting and so entertaining and just so good each and every week, it's like, well, fuck, we have another like anime we're looking out for every single season, every single year for a new season. Like it is just delivered. It is definitely well deserved of being like a top anime of the season. Is absolutely loved. Getting 70K reviews already on Crunchyroll this early is kind
Oh,
of fucking insane. That's something you usually see after a really good season. After the first season, you know what I mean? Getting that like during the season is actually like really cracked. So I'm loving it. I think it was really really good. And so far for like the past 2 episodes, so fucking good. We're getting a lot of different looks from the side characters, and they're really funny and entertaining. They bring their own charm to the anime. The story's really good, and I cannot wait for that. They'll pivot where we move from the demon lords to the corruption, in the government, because we've
yes.
already kind of smoked 3 demon lords, and it has been cool. It's been nice. It's been entertaining. The fights have been awesome, but like I feel like that's where things are really gonna like get intense. You know what I mean? Especially because now we have the public eye on there. So it's gonna be interesting, but phenomenal start to the season.
Dude, you said it. And it's nice to know like the popularity is there for it and like the
Mm-hmm.
recognition is there for something that's really, like you said, exceeded our expectations. I'm exactly right with you. I think the kind of crown is that revenge story, or like how they're gonna get back at like these
Yeah,
elites who are corrupt as fuck, which hits pretty hard when you compare it to real life. I think it's kind of got like some relatable references and stuff, but they've just done a great job. And overall, like the story is for me the gem. It's a great story, animation, cool side characters aside, yeah, pretty good problem to have. But like, yeah, they've just done such a good job, especially with the story. Like you said, if there's a season 2, season 3, I'm here for it. I'm not sure how long the source material is, but yeah, just a stellar start to the season. Or I guess halfway through.
yeah, dude, so good. And speaking of an anime too, that's like also like really picking up at this halfway mark and really kind of like starting to get into it, dude. JJK, that's another one where it's like, hey yo, like just absolutely loving it. First of all, this episode was pure like cinema. Like I couldn't have asked for like a better episode that like I've just been like waiting for. First of all, the beginning was low key kind of funny. Like we kind of got like the code games finally started, and part of the rules is that like, hey, you have to give everyone a chance who's kind of in those areas to kind of get out if they don't want to be a part of it, right? So we have the kid kind of having the conversation, and he's kind of like getting the lowdown of like what's going on. And dude, so funny. He's like, yo, can you guys like not fucking kill people in my neighborhood? Can we like,
Yeah.
can we like not do this here? Thoughts? But it was so fucking cool though. How he's like, yo, thanks for being my son's friend, and it shows Yuji, and it's like, yo, that's the person from episode 1 who was in the club with him. I'm like, bro, that's such a cool kind of like nod to like the beginning of it all. I'm like, bro, like what like the nostalgia. We're only on season 3, but like the nostalgia of that. I'm like, bro, I'm like, it's them. I'm like, dude, I was hyped. I thought that was so fucking cool to add that.
And like the way this whole episode was compared to the manga was like very spot on, like very
Mm-hmm.
raw and like to the detail from the manga.
Yeah,
I had totally forgotten about
the
Yuji's
occult
two
club.
friends from, yeah, the occult club, the girl Sasaki. Yeah, and she's just like, all right, well, this is like fucking weird. Could you not like kill people in my neighborhood? Kenjaku's just like, no, can't do that. Come with me. And like for him, I think it's the only instance in the whole story where he's like, oh yeah, thank you for like being friends with my son. Because he never really acknowledges Yuji or like all the insane shit he did to Yuji.
Yeah,
But like that was kind of cool, and you're like, oh shit, that's the kids from the occult club. Like it was easy to miss in the manga, I think, but really, really nice scene. I think it just kind of speaks to Akutami's writing ability, because I've bitched about it countless times. I think it's easy to like latch on to like a major anime. They all get that treatment.
yeah.
He is a really good writer, and like you can see with the popularity of this sequel that like he's not just a great writer, he's a great artist, and like just little stuff like this. I think, like you said, it's nostalgia. It makes you appreciate like the depth of like a longer running anime.
Bro, and like what's kind of cool about it too is it kind of gives you like that little like idea too of like look at how far Yuji has come. Like it kind of reminds you
And
of episode 1 of the Occult Club, and you kind of think of like, yeah, that's when Yuji first ate the first finger. Like, God, like so much has changed with him. Like, bro's been through a good amount. Like, it's
yeah,
just crazy. I was kind of like a little bit of a nostalgia, but like a kind of like, yo, like we've come a far fucking way. 3 seasons in a movie, but like still, like a lot has happened. It's crazy. And real quick before we move on with this episode, I did see something today. talking about like JJK and kind of with the fan base. I kind of want to know your opinion on it. Maybe this might be a little controversial, but someone brought up, they're like, "Yo, Toji and Maki in a tag team match against Mike Guy, and Rock Lee. Like, who wins?" And everyone's like, "Yo, it's not even close. Like Rock Lee and Mike Guy, it's just fucking belt to ass. No 8 gates can be used." But everyone's like, even then, they still fucking devour Toji and Maki, and it's not even close. So, as someone
I would
who's
definitely.
been really involved with the JJK manga, what are your opinions on this?
I gotta go. I think Mike Guy might be able to beat them both. I
Yeah,
feel like Naruto's power system is just so much more violent and like not to get it too into like power scaling here, like so much more like fucking celestial and like global. Like look at planetary devastation.
yeah,
I think maybe Gojo, Sukuna, uh, maybe Megumi, being generous there, potential man. Um, there's not many characters that could like dodge that without taking like major damage or like blowback.
yeah,
So that to me says like even no 8 gates, like he's so fucking violent and raw. And like Madara says he's the best. Like it's hard for me to imagine Toji or Maki when Maki couldn't even like hold a candle to Sukuna really. She kind of does like I guess like if you could compare it like that, it's just hard to see like Toji like cutting down Guy and even like Rock Lee, dude.
yeah.
Like is Rock Lee like part one like younger?
No, it'd be everyone at like their peak, pretty much.
So like
Pe-
there's no way I see this. There's no way I see the Zenins getting the better of Guy and Lee.
People in the comments were like, "Sensei, do I take the weights off?" And they're like, "No, double them." And this one's gonna be easy, double the weights, brother. But like, yo, that's the thing. Like when Mike Guy went against like Madara, it was when he was like pretty much a fucking god. Pretty much he was like, "Yo, like taijutsu ain't gonna do shit to me. You know, I'm a god." And Mike Guy fucking smiled. He said, "Good one." And it ended with him being like, "I Madara, deem you strongest of them all." Like fucking heart
Hands are
moment.
rated E for everybody,
Bro,
baby.
yeah, dude, dude, it's one of those things where I was like, dude, that's like mad funny. But people were saying like, oh, the JJK fans have kind of turned into One Piece fans, where they think their characters fucking beat
Yeah.
everybody. So I'm like, as someone who's, I'm gonna go with Rock Lee and Mike Guy because I started with Naruto. It's kind of my bread and butter. I'm biased here, but as someone who's read the manga, would like you agree or?
I do agree. Before I get too crazy into it, I think Toji's biggest asset was like his feat on Gojo. Like, yeah, he killed the whole Zenin clan, but like, there's really only a couple of them that were like an issue to somebody at his level.
Yeah,
Like, you got to think without giving any spoilers. Like, Toji can't see any cursed energy, and like, he can't sense Gojo when he awakens. I would deem the opposite of Guy and Lee. Like, they'd be very focused on like his movements and like the taijutsu aspect of it, whereas he wouldn't be able to see or read them like they could read Toji.
mm-hmm.
So just that alone like sets him at a major disadvantage. And Maki's pretty much the same. They're deemed to be like equals, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like, eh, I love my Jujutsu Kaisen, but I gotta show love to the OG. I'm going Lee and Guy all day.
I say both duos though, just immense aura, just absolutely. So I'm not gonna
A
lie,
lot of aura.
dude. Maki and fucking Toji standing next to each other. I'm like, yo, they look pretty fucking badass. Like they look pretty fucking sick.
Even that clip of fucking Toji, they're like, all right, he's gonna. It's like 2 panels in the manga. They're like, no, we're gonna animate him, make him walk, and like, he just looks so tough, bro.
Dude,
So tough.
look, dude, when they both are like in their dark form, bro, it's like so fucking good. It's amazing. But yo, getting into the actual episode here, I thought it was a great kind of start. They're like actually really kind of getting into the culling games. What?
I just read your one note about Megumi.
Oh, with the Megumi, the true Zenin leader. Megumi hits women. True Zenin leader. Bro became
Very
leader one.
true.
Well, because that's what the funny thing is. So we finally have the calling game start, right? And it kind of makes sense. They're kind of gonna enter the plane, and it's like we're gonna spawn you in any 9 random spots, right? I kind of think it's stupid, but like I kind of get it, right? But you're gonna have people that are gonna spawn camp it, and I love how it cuts just to Megumi's, and like it's some girl like on the ground, like, "Ow, I can't believe you hit me." And Megumi's like, "I'll do it again." Like, shut up. And I'm like, he really is taking the role of the heart, bro. Like, he really is a second leader at this point. Like, what the fuck? He had no problem hitting her. He's like, fuck yeah.
And then I love how he's like, yeah, you walk in front, like I'll be behind you, like an absolute like cop. Yeah, no, you're not getting the jump on me. Well, you clearly just beat the shit out of her.
Like,
That was my favorite part. Like
mhm.
the two parallels of like Yuji's journey and Megumi's journey, like, and
Mhm.
they end up splitting the screen. Phenomenal work, and it was very similar to the manga,
Yeah.
just like animated. I thought that was really, really, really well done.
Dude, it was pretty fucking sick. I think too also their idea of like, hey, we have to set like rules to kind of like get out of this, right? Kind of create loopholes. I thought that the first rule of like transferring points was also fucking genius. So I'm like, if you're running around killing shit, right? Well, you're all gonna have different points. You know what I mean? It would take so much longer, but if you can funnel them all to one person, not only can you keep swapping the points around, so you guys don't have to like lose like the like a cursed energy, like your cursed spirit or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, oh, if you have like it for like what 19 days, you have to like actively kill people, or you lose it all. So I think that was smart, but also makes it easier to accumulate the points faster. So I was like, yo, that's actually a really good idea. And I think that the fight too with Yuji was also really good. I love how they like, thought that they had him off guard. He's like, this is fucking pathetic. Like are you, you really gonna try to
He's
fight
just like
me?
lean. He's just like leaning out the building, and he like just quick throws something and smokes this chick from the sky. It was like, yeah, that was funny as fuck, dude.
Yo,
Beautiful anime scene.
that had me dying because like he gets spawn camped and this chick's the entire time she's like, yo, like he's stronger than he looks. Like he's pretty tough. And it shows the other kid like, oh fuck, that's Yuji. Like, oh, we're in trouble. And it shows him just hanging off and he's like, alright, well just fucking throws it and she just goes flying. And you think that she'd
I
get
was
back up
dying,
and
dude.
continue the fight, but she's just done. She's out.
Tapped for the rest of the episode. Like I don't even remember what he throws, like a boomerang or a cell phone or a rock or something. Smoked.
Just
Literally
fucking
done.
yeah, just fucking took her out. I'm like, hey yo, fuck, and he like doesn't even care. He's so nonchalant about it too, which is so funny. Like he just like hit a fly and he's like, nice. You know what I mean? I'm like, got
Yeah,
it.
he just moves on immediately.
But
Really
yo,
funny.
that was the also funny part too because when he fights like her husband or like her partner, like reminded me of Denji. Just kicks him square in the fucking gonads. It's like nuts or nothing. I'm like, bro, like that's fucking
And you know Yuji
hilarious.
didn't have to do that at all. Like Yuji's
Yeah.
got Black Flash, he's got like the I forget what it is, where he like delays the cursed energy and like
Mhm.
hits you from afar. Like he was just like, nah, fuck this guy. Like kicks him in the balls. His hand was also fucked up from like the helicopter
Well,
thing,
no, but
but
he even said that because like he hits him with the helicopter thing, and like his hand's all bloody. He's like, "Yeah, but you broke your hand." He's like, "I don't give." Boom, kicks him in the fucking nuts, and it like, dude, it really gave me the Denji vibes. But it's like, dude, like this is
yeah.
fine. Like this doesn't even hurt. You know what I mean? Like he was chilling. So apparently, like it's not broken. And he's kind of just like it was just kind of like got bloody, but like he didn't even have to. He's just kind of vibing. It was just like, dude, that reminded me of that, and I was fucking crying. Yuji's fight, both those fights for those reasons were so like Yuji was just so nonchalant, so fucking funny about it, and then of course the entire time I'm like Megumi's just beating women. That like my TikTok feed was nothing but that. It was nothing but like yeah, Megumi hitting girls, shocker guys, like true Zenin.
Ooh. We know who his dad is. And of course, like the whole like dichotomy with like Megumi and like girls and like his sister and his mom and like just who his character really is. Like
Mhm.
Megumi, I'll wait a couple weeks to say it, but that boy,
Bro, I love Megumi, but that's what kind of made it funny. You know what I mean? Is that like Megumi's
yeah,
just kind of like a chill, like actually like good dude, but everyone's just like, no, he beats women. It's like, oh, poor guy can't get a break, bro. But yo, like so far, I do think that it was a great start to the calling games. I feel something bad in the air. The vibes are off, right? They're being lured into
yeah.
some trap. You have to imagine that the person who is guiding Megami, she's not like a sorcerer. Like she kind of made a pact where she didn't know about it so many years ago, and she's kind of like, well, fuck, I'm stuck here. She's been there for 12 days. It's kind of like the old like the
So she's
old
like running out of time.
well, not even that, but it's like the when you see like an old warrior, like you don't fuck with them because they're old for a reason. Like yo, if you didn't
Yeah,
have any knowledge of any of this shit, you don't have any powers, and you've been alive for 12 days in this game. She's got some tricks up her sleeve. She knows what she's doing. Like you know what I mean. She's not as easy to kill as she might look. So they're definitely, I think, leading them into a trap or into something. I have a bad vibe about it, especially because they're lying about where this person is. It's a fucking disaster. I think we have a little bit of a mess coming up, but I think it's a great start. I cannot wait to get into calling games. Like, bro, it just seems so fucking good. And this was the best start to it. I'm so excited.
and like they left you with a perfect cliffhanger
Yeah.
because both so like Yuji and Megumi are both either gonna find what they're looking for or like somebody's gonna get duped and put in a
Mm-hmm.
trap or both of them could. Like to leave them like that is really sick, but I think it's also if you really stop and think about it, I think it's pretty easy to tell who's getting suckered because My guess is I thought it was cool that he recognized, and there was a lot of throwbacks to the first episode, but that guy recognized Yuji. He's like, you were mad famous in middle school. You were the
Yeah,
tiger of West Middle School. And he was like, oh shit, you're from my hometown.
yeah,
But we don't know where either of these or Higuruma or Kashimo are in terms of like city or like ward in Japan.
yeah.
So it'll be interesting to kind of see who gets duped and actually finds who they're looking for. But yeah, this is really where I feel like the Culling Games takes off. Obviously, we're going to hear from Yuta soon. Hikari was like, oh yeah, it's weird that we haven't heard from Yuta. So I'm sure he'll pop up in the next 1 or 2 episodes and we'll get his action going. But yeah, this is like the episode I feel like it really takes off.
I'm kind of hoping the Culling Games is just them kind of like all meeting up and then just cutting through everybody like a wolf pack. Is kind of what I'm rooting for. You know, Megami said
Yeah,
something that really kind of like excited me. He's like, "Yo, I'm not Yuji. I'll fucking gladly slaughter everything to get my points. I don't give a fuck." And I'm like, "Yo, do it," because listen, that is something we're in Naruto. It's like very symbolic of like, okay, Naruto and Sasuke, right, with Yuji and Megami. Like Sasuke, like okay, there's examples. You know what I mean? Like he did some fucked up shit. But like when Orochimaru kind of sent him against 100 people, he didn't kill those 100 people. He defeated them and left them alive. And then he's like, "Why didn't you kill them?" He's like, "Well, I didn't need to. It wasn't necessary. They weren't strong enough for me to kill." Like he kind of held back. You know what I mean? He didn't fully go in the deep end of being the bad guy. You know what I mean? He still kind of had Naruto's influence. I want Megami to fuck shit up. I want him to like not have that main character. Oh, we win with friendship, guys. You know what I mean? Like, nah,
fuck
fucking
that.
kill people, bro. Get nasty with it. You know what I mean? So when he said that, I'm like,
Especially because that's the whole objective of the Culling Games. Get enough
exactly.
points, make a rule, and like start closing in on the strongest
Hmm.
sorcerers who we've pretty much already identified as Kashimo and Higuruma.
Yeah.
Um, Kashimo had a pretty cool reveal. I thought that was neat.
Hmm.
We talked about it last week, but yeah, his shit'll be sick, and I can't wait to see Hikari in action.
Bro, I'm so excited. But that's like why I want like the Culling Games to have consequences. I want good guys. I want bad guys to fucking die. I want death. I want the true JJK Shibuya Incident carnage every goddamn arc. Like that's what we need.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
don't worry.
yeah, I'm looking for that. But yo, speaking of someone who like has surprised me with like just fuck you level strength, let's talk about Hell's Paradise, bro. Gabby Morrow is literally in a fight that he cannot win. It's a fight where like it's the worst possible matchup, and he is fucking belt to ass. Oh my god, I
Yes.
love how they're like, oh yeah, we don't have to worry about that, but like we have to keep an eye on him because he's strong. And bro, he's like, let's try something out. Let's start the fight, and then just fucking clocks him, and the guy's like, oh fuck, that connected, and it's like, yo, Gabby Morrow is that guy. Gabby Morrow, like low key, might be like, I don't know, because like I don't like, I'm not good with like judging anime to anime type of thing, but like when it comes to like strength in an anime, like Gabby Morrow is kind of like at the top of that. Like his level of strength is just so disgusting, especially when you compare it to everybody else in his like universe. You know what I mean? It seems like no one has come close. Like we're literally on an island where we have some like the strongest like criminals and samurai with him, and like remember he took on like six of them at once as like a warm up to like loosen up. You know what I mean? Like, and now he's against the Tengen, which is like gods. His worst possible matchup against one, and he's fucking him up. You know what I mean? It's insane the level difference between him and second place.
I can't wait to see Shugen because they really hyped him up in that one episode as like
Yeah,
kind of the best Asuman. But I feel like
Asmon, that's what they're called.
Sagir,
Not Tengen. Yeah, my bad.
yeah, dude, we got too many characters, too much action.
Too
It's hard
many
to, it's hard to
names.
keep it all straight.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, dude, I've been loving this season. I'm
Hmm.
just another fucking Mappa gem.
For
It's
real.
really, really sick. But the way they kind of like differentiate Gabimaru from the rest of the cast in not just like a combat ability, also that punch, extremely satisfying.
So good.
I mean, and then they cut back to it again, like in a quick little flashback. It was like, yeah, I wanted to see that again. Very nice.
Yeah.
So that was sick, but also how like the fuck is her name? The purple haired girl, Yuzu or you, I forget,
The
something
hot
like
chick.
that. The hot chick. Yeah, yeah. We'll just keep it with that. Yo, also, all right, not to get totally distracted by the hot chick. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna show this guy's second form, and she's just like caked up in this dress that they made clearly shorter for that one scene, just showing a booty shot. And it was like, okay, I see what we're doing here, Mappa. Like fan service and like the heat of combat. All right, I gotcha.
Yo,
Which I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
bro, like dead ass. I love her as a character. I've said this since like season 1, 2. I think that she's just fucking awesome and like everything about her. Like I love her like relationship. Like I like we were talking about like her like in Gabimaru kind of like denging in power. Like the last episode where like they had the glasses on playing
Yeah.
teacher and shit. And, like oh my god, these two fucking not just dumbasses, but like psychopaths with like how like good they are at what they're doing. Like, guy breaking his neck. Like, all right, guys, just casually dislocate this. But bro, the fucking like development we had here were like they genuinely like are like good friends. You know what I mean? Like they've genuinely actually become friends. The way she tried to like kill him in the beginning of the season, or like in episode season one, I mean, you know what I mean? And was interested in him. Like she recognized him when they got all the criminals together before they went to the island. You know what I mean? So like they like interacted and like to see them kind of like develop that friendship because like she even said she's like, hey, I just want you to know like I only care about myself. Like he's like I might have to protect you depending on what happens. She's like, okay, but like I'm not gonna protect you. Like I only care about me. Like I only care about my life. And he's like, don't worry, I only care about mine. I want to get back to my wife. You know what I mean? I don't want to die here either. They're showing that as she saves him, and it's just like, bro,
Incredible writing, bro.
dude, like just kind of showing she's kind of growing that she's kind of has that soft spot now for them. You know what I mean? And like you kind of see they're kind of like it kind of goes back to like I actually really think that they do really have that like kind of like Denji and Power like friendship because like whenever like one kind of gets tagged or kind of like kind of gets shit on a little bit, they kind of like make that remarks, you know, like they kind of like oh, you know, like kind of like siblings, you know what I mean? Like she's like oh, you know,
Yeah.
he's kind of like really knowledgeable about this. She's like you mean a nerd? I mean, this guy's kind of a dork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when it really matters, it's like they're there for each other. But then he goes and saves her. But then the arm comes down, and you know see him kind of stopping it. She's like, "Oh fuck," you know, which leads to the end of the episode. Where it's like, "Yo, is Gabimaru dead? Like, what's gonna happen with that? Like, what the fuck?" You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like their like development of like their friendship like really kind of grew and evolved. Like in this episode, is kind of like shown, and like I'm all for it. I love it, and not related, but definitely is. Funko Pops is coming out with Hell's Paradise. Gabby Morrow and the Hot Chick are both getting one. I might have to pick them up.
I love that, dude. Hell yeah. I totally agree with you. The Hot Chick and Gabi Maru's like they didn't really have a relationship. They were just kind of like in proximity of each other, like the same group. Like you almost didn't feel like they really cared about each other. Like I was always kind of more focused on Sagiri and Gabi Maru, but the way they did that, like I'm just trying to get home to my wife, and she's like, I'm the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Very understandable. You know, you're on
Yeah.
a hostile island with aliens, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they both literally risk their lives after getting absolutely fucked up. Gabby Maru takes that punch, and you can tell his ribs are all broken because of the way he's breathing. He can, like,
Yeah.
barely breathe, and then still tanks that punch for her. So I was like, that's really sick, actually. Like, very well done, and, like, within the story, it wasn't forced.
Yeah, it really kind of shows like how they've become like good friends, and like I fucking love that. I think that they're like genuinely like a good duo. Like I think that they're an awesome duo. I
Yeah,
really love that they got partnered up. You know when they were doing these little like teams and shit. But it's crazy how like we talked about too. Like it's all about matchups and how they knew that they were coming, so they swapped and made sure that there was unfavorable matchups. Like ooh, even with the favorable matchups, we're kind of gonna need a little bit of luck. You know what I mean? And now we have the unfavorable ones, so
yeah.
it's like yo, these fights are gonna be insane. And the thing that I'm really excited to know about is are they going to be able to convince the little brother to swap sides? Because low key, they had him as a prisoner for the longest time, but like he's trained with them. You know what I mean? He's kind of learned a lot from them. I feel like he's grown a bond with them. Is his older brother going to be able to convince them to be like, yo, come fight with us? Or is the opposite going to happen? Where he's like, yo, we should really fight on their side, and we're going to have the OP blonde haired kid help us out. That would be huge.
It's tough to see where, like, Chobe's going to fall because he
Yeah.
literally says, like, I'm trying to recruit you, like, come to my side, like we'll
Mm-hmm.
ensure your safety. But at the same time, like I feel like his brother Toma is like more set with like Gabby Maru and his group because like they were training together. He recognizes the threat that like these Tengen pose.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Chobe's just kind of trying to get strong. He clearly has shown the last 2 or 3 episodes he doesn't agree with like the ethics and the principles that the Tengen use or like abide by, but like he's just trying to get strong. I don't think that sits well with them. He just happens to be like a special um specimen to them. That's the only reason they haven't like killed him and turned him into like Tan or Tao.
Yeah.
So like I don't see Chobe siding with them. I see him siding with his brother, but it might cost you your life. I don't know if that's the safest option.
Yo, by
But
the
like you have a
way,
lot of these. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, by the way, that was like gangster shit too. When they literally told, because like they're like, yo, we need more tan because like it's complete now. We just need like the fuel, pretty much. And they literally like, you guys are the fuel. But Gabby Morrow is so
Yeah.
strong because like their tan is their life. You know what I mean? So you need them alive. And he was like, you're just too strong, brother. So we can't fucking harvest you. We
Dang.
have to straight up kill you because you're such a tough son of a bitch. I thought that that was fucking gangster and fucking sick. And also that
That
guy's
was sick.
second form was also incredible the one guy that they're up against is like his like evolved like flower form. So fucking
Yeah,
cool. That was awesome.
very cool design. He had like the like those weird like hands where he was like posing, and then he's
Hmm.
just like, oh yeah, like still just gonna punch the shit out of you. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. But Gabby Mara also notes that compared to Mudan or whatever the first Tengen was,
Hmm.
like he's way more experienced. He can transform into the second form and still be like rational and still have his like mind and personality. So like Rien is like the top guy. I forget who they're fighting.
There's too many
But either way,
names.
like
So
I
many
know, bro,
names.
the fucking flower guy and the hot girl, like you know who I'm talking about.
In Hell's Paradise alone, there's like 20, 25 names we need to know, and then add 12, 13 other animes that we're watching each like every week. It's a disaster.
I can kind of juggle two names, but now we have like three names. We got like Sagiri, Asaman, whatever. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah,
My brain's
it's
only so big. But like the guy they're fighting is like clearly like a step above, and then Rien goes into each individual member and is like, their Tao is like way better, their control is way better, but their combat inexperience. I think the chick that likes to bang. I'm just gonna stick with the narrative here,
yeah.
and her partner are like really inexperienced despite having like superior Tao and like ability,
Hmm.
but they're not combat ready. The guy Gabby Mara's fighting has like decent Tao, but is like incredibly seasoned and like older. So like it's cool how they kind of like position these Tengen as like different combat abilities or different difficulties. Because like you look at Shion, the blind guy, and his partner, like Rien's reading off. He's like, yeah, they've got no shot. They're definitely dying.
Well, he
So
said,
like,
but they have like a rage, and he's like, human emotion can greatly increase your Tao. So he's like, that could be a problem. You know what I mean? Like they have heavy motivation, and they could be like that wild card. You know, they definitely could pull away with a dub.
like even just in the moment, like you're watching this awesome battle, like it's
Hmm.
the MC versus Tengen, like yeah, this shit is awesome. Like they still give you bits where you're like, oh shit, like that's really cool. I thought that was a really cool aspect. I'm glad you brought that up because like that basically says like Shion and the other girl like do have a shot,
Yeah.
even though they're like basically dead to rights. Like you can't count it out because human emotion can kind of change that outcome.
Yeah, it can increase, and it can be like a variable that's really hard to measure or to like factor. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna be kind of cool is that like I don't know how this is gonna go. We didn't read the manga, but this feels a lot like the Upper Moon fights for Demon Slayer. You know what I mean? We have each of like
Yeah,
these high-ranking, super powerful things, and you have to have these squads go against them. Well, in Demon Slayer, it's kind of like, well, some people win and then go help out others. Others die. You know what I mean? So it's like, is that going to be like the same case? Are we going to have the same level of consequence in Hell's Paradise where we're going to see like maybe we're able to defeat this guy and they go with this group and they're able to help out and it's a more favorable matchup and you have more numbers and like awesome. Or is it also going to be like, okay, well, these guys got wiped the fuck out. So now one of the other guys are going to rotate over. You know what I mean? I wonder how much into that is going to kind of be like, how similar it's going to be to like Demon Slayer. So I'm really excited to see like how that kind of plays out. So far, we're seeing Gabby Mara's fight first, which is kind of crazy. You think it might be more kind of like last, I guess. But I'm excited to see how it kind of goes because yeah, like Gagmar's kind of on the ground. He kind of seems fucking dead. It doesn't seem like it's kind of winnable. So we're gonna see how this one plays out. Like this might be this is gonna be an interesting kind of twist to it. You know, maybe the guy just kind of walks away, kind of like, yo, Gabby Mar dead. I go, fuck. Gabby Mar comes back up and then regroups and helps someone else. I don't have no idea. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm excited.
it's so hard to tell because like there's a lot of characters in the mix and like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know. We really don't know where Shugen or the other Shinobi are gonna like come in and help out. Like it's tough to tell still,
Yeah.
which I think also makes it more exciting and almost like cliffhanger esque like every week. Even though
Yeah.
you're getting more, like you still don't have the full story. So I'm hype. I think it's sick. I popped on to look at the characters. The manga artist, very good, very like cool character drawing.
Dude, the manga is phenomenal, like art wise. Like I said, I saw that season one adapted 60 episodes, and I'm like, oh, the anime is only, I mean, the manga is only 127 chapters or some shit like that, and we're like 2 months away from season two. I'm like, okay, if season two is the final
Wow.
season, let me just wait. I actually really wanted to read the manga, but I waited because I figured that this was the last season. Might as well watch it instead of spoiling it literally a month before it drops. So if it
Yeah,
isn't the
true
last
that.
season, you can bet your ass I'll be fucking binging this fucking manga because the manga is lit. The artwork is fucking incredible. It's dope.
It does look really good. Nah, it's sick. I just can't wait to see kind of like where everybody fits in and like how they work together because there's no way like we're just gonna get like a couple 2-on-2s or like
Mm-hmm.
1v1s and like bam, good guys win. Gabby Mara goes back to his wife. Like I think there's gonna be consequences and some of our main cast is not making it home. I mean, glass to the stomach for the hot girl does not bode well.
Yeah. And like the thing is too is there's so much chaos because there's so many pieces on the board. It's like, dude, what the fuck's gonna happen? And there's so many pieces where it can go like either way. Like you like whose allegiances are with what? You know what I mean? Because there's a bunch of criminals and like fucking all this other shit. You know what I mean? So I think that's what makes the rest of the season gonna be so enticing and entertaining and intriguing. Is because like, dude, I genuinely I can't tell you even a theory I have of what could possibly happen, other than I think Guy Bimaro might be able to see his wife again, but I couldn't even bet money on that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So very exciting to see like what approach they take and just like how insane the damage or the fallout's gonna be.
I agree, dude. Like, it's one of the few things I haven't spoiled for myself, but the buildup has led me to be so excited about like where they get to. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the fights are gonna be sick, but how they navigate it, like both the villains and like the good
Yeah.
guys, I think will be the most exciting part. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait, dude. Every week, like, I think it comes out on Saturday, right? I'm like,
I
I
believe so.
have to be there.
Bro, it honestly
So
is
good.
it's so good. Like I said, these three animes, there's so many animes this season that are absolutely fucking phenomenal. But like I said, these three are like the three kings of the winter season. They are just so unbelievably good. And at this halfway mark already for the season, they're just killing it. I mean, JJK is supposed to get 24 eps. I think Hell's Paradise is 13 eps, and then we'll have to see with Sentence to Be a Hero. I haven't looked that one up or seen that, but like we're in for a bit of a treat, and I am all for it. Hope you guys are too. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying anime so far. I mean, there's just way too much. Like,
I
genuinely,
know.
it's so hard to keep up, but it's worth it because they're all so good. So we hope you guys are enjoying, and that is it. See you guys in the next one. I can't wait. Peace.